Today in the shop, we worked on Luciano's ZX7R tank. Got it backmast taken off. Got it a little bit of detailing had to be done. Got it ready for the clear and then waited out the weather. We got a really nice fun email. I really enjoyed it from Stefan in Romania. I'll put that email and the pictures at the end of the video. But today, we got to get out and get this clear on. Once the clear is on, then I don't care about the weather. And it was really cold this morning, and it just took forever to warm up to where it was over freezing. But I toughed it out. I had some errands to do. I took care of all the business, and in the afternoon the sun came out. It got up above freezing, and we managed to get the clear on that tank, and it came out just great. I am absolutely sure Luciano is going to be head over heels when he puts this tank back on the bike. Well, it was 17 videos, and a long time coming. Oh my God, you just rub your hand on this. It's just beautiful to feel. And I think it just added a nice dimension to the bike. Now, this only sets the stage for the next modifications, but having had the Photoshop yesterday, I was able to go down to the computer and look at all the possibilities, and I've got my priority list re-straightened out. But today, the big issue is it's supposed to warm up after lunchtime, and I wanted to get the clear on Luciano's tank because that may be a gap in the weather. We've been trying to take advantage of these gaps where it's above freezing and the sun is out, and it looks like that's going to be today. Maybe we'll get the clear on that tank, but Karen's got a lot of errands. You know, when you run a bed and breakfast, you got to resupply things on a regular basis. We'll get everything done today. And every time I finish a restoration or a set of wheels, I just like to sit back and oogle them, do some photo shoots, send them to my friends, and I'm going to send out a bunch of pictures today to everybody. Oh boy, I tell you, that was a labor of love, a lot of work. But you know, everything we do here is a lot of work. There's nothing like, it's not like putting the golf clubs in the golf bag and making sure you know, the caddy carries everything. Can't do that here. And my mother used to say, if it was easy, everybody'd have an RD 400. Maybe Carl's the only one left in the world beside me that has one. But I really do like the way that looked. Oh man, that really made me very happy to see how that came out. And I shared the whole photo show on the end of yesterday's video. We post something up every day, of course. And it's a lot of work, but boy, when you're done. The pancakes just taste that much better. But one of our next things is going to be, we're going to make the spare Evil Twin windshield once we get the clear on Luciano's tank. I don't know how the day's going to play out, but I'm ready for whatever comes my way. So after a cup of coffee, we'll head down the shop. I'm ready to start a day's work. So here's the weather for this morning. The real feel and the real temperature is 26. We're going to have to wait till it goes above freezing to do any painting. So as I get down to the shop, Karen made up a shopping list for today, quite extensive, as you can imagine when you have a bed and breakfast. The tank has been drying under a heating vent, and we are pretty much ready on the, well, we got this to work on. Once we get the clear drying, and we have our fender, that if we're going to have a, we're going to start making Evil Twin parts, but we're going to start with the windshield. But today, if it warms up, and we can only do it if it warms up. Once it warms up, we'll be good to go. It'll be no problem at all. And I'm really excited about this day. If it warms up and I get the clear on that, I know Luciano will be pretty happy. Okay, now anytime I'm pulling backmasking off, I always want to be real careful. I want to warm, even though the part is warm, I want to warm the tape. I'd like to not pick up any little spots. This is pretty flawless now and pretty much ready for clear. So as I'm looking around, I'm just going to have to be real careful and take my time. Now the problem is, if you're not careful and you manage to pull up some of the tape, the warmer you can make that tape, the warmer you can make the tank. If you live in a sunny area, put it out in a car, in the front seat of the car or something. Warm makes the tape less sticky. Now I got to make sure at this point I don't have any spots I need to touch up. This came off pretty well. And if there's a touch-up needs to be done, this is the time to do it, so you can bury it in the clear. But it did come out pretty good. I'm thinking a pretty good replication of what Luciano wanted. I sent him a couple of pictures so he could Google it and check it out and whatever. Had Karen come down and look at it, and she liked it a lot. And there's nothing, the only part of this job that was like iffy, that green paint didn't really cover that well. The paint edges all look good. It doesn't look like any paint is subject to coming up or whatever. We're going to wipe this down real good. Nice clean paper towels. And I checked with Karen. She's ready to go to our farmland shopping here. So we're going to try to get this. It'll be warmer when we get back. Hopefully it'll be in the 30s. In fact, if it doesn't go to 30, what's going to happen? I'll just wait. This is a critical part of the job to get that clear on, and I think we have a good day to do it. Now, every once in a while, and I'm looking at this real close on the fluorescent lights. This is 2000 grit paper. The tin foil will leave just a blemish on the white. It's not going to do it on a black, of course, but on the white, and we'll just touch it with some 2000 grit paper, and that's why I always put on a little bit extra paint. Not like the factory where they think they try to save money on a paint, and that'll take care of that. And that gets any residue from the tin foil that might have been on there. Gets rid of it in one stroke of the pen. Okay, we're going to head out for some chores, some supplies, and when we get back, I hope it'll be warm enough. We'll be ready to shoot the clear. Now, we found out, I guess the hard way, feeding 5 people requires a lot more trips to ShopRite and Aldi than it does when you only feed 2 senior citizens. Anyway, it's shaping up to be a beautiful day, I think, for sure. We're going to get that clear on beautifully this afternoon, as soon as we get done with the farm. Time to get back to the farm, now that we've set the record for errand days at ShopRite. Okay, now this is Luciano's clear, and he's got medium hardener, not fast hardener, and we're out of hardener on the other job, so we have no more of Joe Padula's hardener. So we'll mix this as we normally do, and we've just come up over freezing, so we're going to get out there and get some clear sprayed on this. Now, it shouldn't be a big factor that this is Luciano's hardener that's medium, although if I have a choice, I always buy fast hardener, and that's what we had from Joe Padula. It's a 4-to-1 mix. The problem with the medium, it takes longer for the paint to dry, especially in cold weather. We'll let it sit out in the garage extra time and under a heating vent just to make sure. But if you ever have a choice, of course, the fast hardener is good, because then the material is less like fly paper, picking up dust, or in case of the painting in the summer, you pick up bugs or anything that can get into the paint. So that's another trick. And I always seal the top of the gun with some tape, and when I'm all done, put a paper towel over the vent and shake, shake, shake. So patience really paid off today, because I have been tempted many times to get out super early and get the paint on, and it's been too cold, it's been below freezing. It just made the paint dry a lot slower, and you're picking up that cold air in the gun. Now, the thing I learned about painting in cold weather, put the material on with a lot of thin coats. You can see how thin this is going on, and once you get a nice thin coat on everything, you can open up the gun a little bit more maybe, or whatever, but that first coat, if you're painting in real cold weather and you're just blowing on gallons of paint, what happens is it's very prone to get a run, because the paint isn't drying. It's not setting up, it's not gelling, it's not doing that thing where it changes viscosity. So this has worked for me. Now, the only reason you can't do this if you work in a body shop, because it takes 10 times longer to paint something than it does when it's warm weather, or when you just open up the material on a gun and shoot away. This is time consuming, but all this work that I do is just a labor of love. So now the trick is, after maybe a 20-minute setup time, and I noted that first coat, that very, very thin coat, has gotten tacky and I don't have any runs. It hasn't picked up any dust. Now I can open up the gun just a little bit. I think you can even see that, and the wind, of course, is starting to pick up by now. You can look at this, and now this next coat I'm putting on just a little wetter. But even this coat is nothing like what you would do in a body shop. There's no way. You could paint a whole car in the time it takes me to do this. But again, they don't, when you go to school, to a body shop type of place to learn how to paint, they don't teach you this because it's a simple thing. You'd never have to do this if you were a professional. You'd be working under controlled conditions, and you'd only have to learn one way to paint. And I wanted to make the point because it's a valid point. If you went to a school like a 3M school or one of the body shop schools, they would never teach you to paint like this. This is a, I don't know, it's my own invention, I guess, up to a point. But it's because I've never had a spray booth. I've never had controlled conditions, and I've had to learn how to work around things, do a lot of work. My whole career has been about workaround. Now the gun is really open, and you can see this final coat. This is going to go on just a little bit wetter than normal. But you know the bottom line here, I can candle it because it's a sunny day. That's why I can't really paint on a day when it's very cloudy. I can't really candle a paint the way I want to. And now you would never have that problem if you had a a normal body shop environment. Now, and to be honest, I'm jealous of people that paint under those conditions. But a lot of times, they look at my stuff and they think I have controlled conditions, and they're jealous of the quality of my work. So I don't know. It's interesting just to think about. But the bottom line is, whether you just like to have nicely painted stuff, you like the satisfaction of being able to do it yourself, or the economy factor of being able to do it yourself, or you just like the idea that, you're such a rich guy, you can pay Jay Leno to do it. I don't know. It doesn't matter. Painting there's a bottom line, and the bottom line is at the end of the job, when the parts are all back on a motorcycle, and they're all waxed with carnauba wax and buffed out, and are you happy? Now, when I'm done with a project, any project, even what it's MT-09 I'm working on now, when I'm done and I go up to where the guys hang out with the motorcycles, I'm always very proud of the work I've done. And I try to take a break between coats and just oogle the parts and see if I've got any spot that needs to be touched up, any spot that needs a little extra clear. The way this day played out, you don't really see it on video, but considering what the conditions were and that we did have to deal with a little bit of wind just as a free bonus, all that matters is at the end of the day, when the part is done and it's in the garage and there's no flaws in the paint, the bottom line is I know Luciano is going to be one happy guy. And I know most of my friends that I've done mitzvahs for, or I've painted parts for them or done stuff for them, I know they're as passionate about this stuff as I am. And they have the same feeling of when you take it out in the bright sun and you put that last coat of carnauba wax on it and you get it all dolled up and ready to go. And it's a bright sunny day and it's 70 degrees and you're looking to just get some nice cool wind in your face. Or even if you live in Romania where, and I got that story to tell later in the video. Now, no matter where you are, you could be anywhere in the world. And even if you're riding up 106 with Luciano, it's wonderful having a bike that looks great. No, that looks like it's just about as good as it gets. Yeah, that'll be great. Now we're going to let this dry out here overnight, and then tomorrow get it up under a heating vent in the house. But for right now, I would say that is really nice. So Luciano's stuff is out in the garage drying. I think it came out great. The next thing I want to do, and it'll be tomorrow's session, I want to start fitting this windshield up. I have a couple of modifications I want to make. I want to explain it on a separate video. Luciano's tank is basically, the clear is on right now, and it looks like it came out great. So Luciano, I'm sure you'll enjoy it. And the next work session, we're going to start working on our Evil Twins windshield. So it's a funny story I have to share from our friend Stefan in Romania. And he sent me a long email, and in it he said he noticed that I have a radar detector. And he says, well, you know what, in Austria, if you get caught with a radar detector, they put you in jail. And I thought, holy mackerel, Jose and I in jail, and Vince and everybody that's got a radar detector, wow. And he says, when the cops pull you over, they're very friendly. They usually look at your bike and talk about bikes to you and everything. And when you pull up behind people, and by the way, this is him on his Suzuki on a track day, and they they get out of your way, and I'm thinking, man, I've ridden with people that when they see you're going to pass them, they pull out into your lane, or they throw a banana out the window at you. So I guess the people and of course here's Romania, it's beautiful. The people in Europe are just a little bit different. They're a little bit, I guess, nicer than the people in this where we live. It's pretty rugged country sometimes. So in email, he also said, and I'm not sure exactly where the tracks are in Romania. Well, you know, they probably have MotoGP tracks around there. But hey, I'm hoping he'll send us some pictures or some, even some video. Here he's riding his MT-09 on that beautiful road. And to be honest, we're jealous. We're not able to really get a lot of riding in this time of year. But and he said he's snowed in too. So I guess we're in the same boat here. And it was funny. When I got this email and I looked, I saw some of the track day stuff, the pictures, and I thought, wow, how great is YouTube that we can actually be in Romania looking at the racetrack, and Stefan can be at Millville watching Luciano and I with the two strokes and all this stuff. It just couldn't be a lot better than this. And there's many things about the modern world I'm not really all head over heels about. But one of the things I do love, I love the idea that people worldwide can share their passion on YouTube. No matter what it is, whether it's motorcycle, custom bike, painting wheels, track days, or just filling up a golf bag with golf clubs. It's great. Stefan, thanks so much for sharing. Now we do try to post a new video every day. We do try to paint something, work on something, eat pizza, eat pepperoni, whatever we do. But what we're really doing is sharing our life. The part of our life that a lot of people seem to have something in common, a passion for painting, a passion for motorcycles, a passion for making things as good as you can under maybe some battle conditions that not exactly like the factory recommends. But in the end, I think anybody that's ever been around my stuff would know my stuff has to stand right up there with the best stuff you can do in a heated and air-conditioned body shop. And if yours is better, I got to be honest, I'm jealous, very jealous. And thanks so much for watching.